All right. How fat do I look?
Not as fat as me.
Chunky? I don't know. You got black on, so.
I know. I did that on purpose so you can't see the folds.
So, welcome to the August episode of the Unnamed Podcast.
Episode 57.
Yeah, we're not going in any sort of numerical order.
Are we on 7? I don't know.
I think we can just make up, like, numbers. It'd be fine. Welcome to episode G.
Episode 2A. It's a sub-episode of episode
It's ours.
2.
It's ours, so we can call it whatever we want.
Yeah.
So. All right, so we've got... Let's start with video games, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I like the structure of the last one, where like go service by service, because I think then we can cut that up. And if people don't have Apple TV Plus, they can just skip that part. Don't skip that part, but maybe it'll convince you to get a new service, whatever.
We're not shills, okay? We don't push.
Yeah, we don't push specific ones. We are equal opportunity lovers of content providers for sure.
Word.
We are bad at making decisions. This
100%.
is why we have Xbox and PlayStation.
Yep.
And a Switch.
Yep.
For me.
Yep.
And why we have access to literally just about every streaming service available.
Yep.
So, all right. So we're gonna start with video games because that's how this started.
Do it.
So I mentioned a couple that I don't think we talked about last week that just came out on Game Pass recently. Escape Academy. They're up on the screen right now. Escape Academy is if you like co-op games and if you like escape rooms, it's a digital escape rooms basically, and apparently it's very good. It's actually designed by people that actually design escape rooms. So I'm definitely going to check that out. And then there was another called As Dusk Falls. Let me see. Yeah, As Dusk Falls, which is an interactive drama that just came out. It's like two families. All I've read about it is it's like two different families that are kind of, their lives are sort of interwoven because of something that happens, a failed robbery or something like that. And it's set like 30 years, like there's two different stories going on 30 years apart. But apparently it surprised a lot of people in terms of the story. And those games don't have a ton of replayability, but they're kind of a nice, like sort of, kind of a midway point between movies and video games for sure.
Yeah. Looks like Nick Offerman.
Yeah, it kind of does. Right?
Just because he has a beard.
Yeah, just a white guy with a beard.
Nick Offerman.
Just like Russell Crowe.
He's Nick Offerman so hard right now.
It's so hot right now.
Yeah.
Those are two games that did not come out in August because it is July 22nd.
Off to a strong start.
Out. So we're in July now.
Definitely
we're going back to July.
Definitely staying on topic. I like it. Nice.
There weren't many things, probably nothing that you're going to play, I would think.
Word.
So one of the things, it's not a new game, but Spider-Man is coming out on PC.
That was
August 12th. So
it's been years.
Yeah. It's several years old, but it's always nice when these PlayStation exclusives come out on another platform, so that like a whole new group of people can play them.
I just want the modding community to see what they're gonna do.
The graphics on that game were incredible on PS4, and then the remastered version on PS5 looked even better. And I can't wait to see what it looks like on a killer PC. So plus people like Rob now get to play it. It's great. It's a great game. If you don't have a PlayStation, even if you do have a PlayStation and you haven't played Spider-Man, I would definitely check it out. It's a great story, and I could literally spend hours just sort of wandering around Manhattan and swinging. The traversal system in that game is super smooth, super intuitive, and a lot of fun. So check that out if you haven't. August 12th. Then August 19th, Madden 23 comes out. I'm not going to play it. Mike's not going to play it, but it is still one of the biggest games every year.
It is.
It's huge, so thought we'd mention it.
What do you think is bigger, Madden or FIFA?
I think FIFA is
just like over in the world. You mean?
Yeah, I think in terms of player base, FIFA is like among the largest games in the world.
But people bitch about it so much.
I know. Any of these EA franchises, like, they come out so often. They come out every year, so there's never like huge changes.
Right.
Right. It's very iterative.
Right.
Is that a word? Iterative? I think
it
I
can
said
be.
That right. And speaking of FIFA, they're pimping FIFA 23 pre-order. So maybe that comes out in August too. I don't know. It's kind of cool too. They've got. It looks like on the cover they've actually got a female soccer player. That's Samantha Kerr, which is pretty cool. Very progressive. Way to go, FIFA.
Way to go, FIFA.
Way to go.
Yeah.
She's won at the ESPY. She's won, like, I can't remember the exact award, but like top female athlete like 3 years in a row or something like that.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. She's pretty amazing. And the last one I'm definitely going to play, and I'm not sure if you are, but there's a Saints Row reboot.
I've seen it, and I probably will. I'll end up buying it.
Super cool.
Yeah.
It's kind of, if you haven't played Saints Row is like GTA, but like just on steroids. It's just like completely over the top.
Well, if you played the first Saints Row way back in the Xbox days, it was like GTA and Saints Row were like the exact same game pretty much. And then when GTA was like, we're going to do this, Saints Row was like, F that, we're going to do that. And then they just like, they took it to the extreme.
Yeah, Saints Row 4 is one of the most...
It's bonkers.
Yeah, a completely absurd games I've ever played.
They have a gun that you shoot that causes a shark to come out of the street to eat people.
Yo.
It's true.
It's
true.
A thing. That's a thing. So this is a reboot of the series.
Yeah.
But it's like sort of the same. Like you're part of like a really like low level sort of street gang, and you're kind of trying to build up your gang. That's the story. But it's just like I was watching a trailer and like there's no way to throw grenades other than grabbing an enemy, stuffing a grenade in their pants, and then throwing them.
That's the only way?
That's the only way to throw a grenade.
That's called highbrow gameplay.
At least at the beginning of the game. Like they were playing like sort of basically through like a long tutorial.
Right. That's pretty amazing though. That's pretty amazing.
And they've also put in some stuff, like it looked like the driving stuff. They've taken some stuff from like the Burnout series.
Nice.
And they've always kind of had that like the insurance fraud sort of side missions where you like try to cause as much damage. So they've kind of put that into like the cars too. Like there's side missions where you just try to make the biggest wrecks.
That was always the best part of Burnout.
Yeah, so
for me at least. Yeah.
And there's co-op. They got drop in, drop out co-op that tracks your everything you get independently, right?
Oh.
So if you're at the beginning of the game and you jump in with somebody towards the end of the game and play a mission with them, when in your game you get to that mission, it will know that you've already done it and allow you to skip it if you want.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's super, super intuitive, really well-designed co-op, which I love. It's awesome. So one of my buddies played Saints Row 4 a ton.
So much.
A lot. And we're probably going to check this one out too. So I'm really looking forward to that. That one sort of really flew under my radar.
I knew about it. I heard about it a long time ago, but I was just excited about it for it being on the new like systems, because I knew that Saints Row 4 was pretty cartoony, but like had a lot of stuff to do. So I can only imagine what they could do.
And there's they've got a remastered Saints Row 4, I think, that is on.
3 is the one that they
got remastered.
Gotcha. It's they have like the Xbox Series X
Saints Row
version.
3 was a little more serious than 4. I think a lot more serious, actually.
Yeah, 4 is the one where you're the president.
Yeah. Okay.
Which
and Saints Row 3 is.
You're just like you're
right.
Saints.
Right.
The Saints gang is like this huge conglomerate that you're the head of.
Right.
And you get put into a different city.
Yeah,
but then
you're the president.
And 4. Yeah, it's called Reelected, and it's ridiculous. And then aliens invade or something like that, and you get put into a simulation. It's
absurd.
It's pretty crazy.
everything in that game is like turned up to 11. It's awesome. So definitely looking forward to that one. And that's on like every system, every platform, I think. Is when that, so that comes out August 23rd. So it's about a month out. But that's all the video games that I got for this month. All right, so we talked about Nope in the last one that just came out this weekend. We haven't seen it yet, but I'm going Sunday. I did see Thor. You haven't seen it. I liked it, but it wasn't as good as I was hoping it was going to be, and it feels like they made them cut it down to like 2 hours, like force them to make the runtime under 2 hours. And the movie wasn't written or shot to be under 2 hours. So a lot of stuff felt very rushed.
I don't like it.
But it still is very funny. But like the Guardians part of it is very short. And like the third act is like half of the movie. It's crazy. Yeah. So it's very like it just, the pacing was weird, but like scene by scene taken individually, they're all funny and they're all pretty good. But like as a whole, the pacing and stuff really kind of missed the mark.
Wasn't cohesive.
Yeah, it's
too
just
many things.
Yeah, very rushed for sure. And it just it didn't feel quite right. So there's been a couple misses in a row for Marvel, which for me is a little rare, I guess, but not really. I mean, there were some Phase 1 movies that, I mean, it's just kind of the high of like
Infinity War.
Yeah. And Shang-Chi was really good. I really liked that one. So, and that feels like it was like forever ago.
It does. I like Black Widow. People didn't like Black Widow.
I liked Black Widow too. That was a fun, just action movie for sure. Have you watched any of Miss Marvel or any of that stuff yet?
No, I have not. It's geared more towards kids, but I mean, it's still supposed to be.
It's still supposed to be good. So I haven't watched it yet either. So I'll check it out. But
I don't like that they changed their powers, but it might work. I don't know if they would incorporate it into like the movie side of things, but.
Yeah, I think that's the intention. It looks like they're building up towards Young Avengers, which was...
all I care about is the X-Men.
Like Kate Bishop and Miss Marvel. Yeah, bring X-Men. Let's go.
Yeah, just bring them.
do Fantastic Four well. Please, God.
John Krasinski is not going to be Mr. Fantastic. I read somewhere that Sam Raimi only put him in there just as fan service for all the people that had been saying.
To be like, see, this was dumb.
He could be, but I mean, I think he'd be okay.
Yeah, I think if he had more screen time and more ability to sort of flesh that character out, I think he got a bad rap in that movie because it was so short and they just got wrecked.
Well, the guy who played Black Bolt, Handsome Mount, he also played Black Bolt in the Inhumans TV show.
Oh, okay.
Which was
terrible. Right? Yeah, awful. Yeah,
right. So he got like a second shot because he played Black Bolt or whatever.
Yeah, and immediately got murdered.
Right. I mean, but it did have a more loyal to the comics kind of.
Yeah, apparently his costume was like exactly.
Yeah,
like
it was on point. Yeah. His powers were on point, but having his brain exploded. Pretty, like everyone was like, oh, like Mr. Fantastic, the most intelligent man in the world. Yet here he is telling Scarlet Witch exactly what Black Bolt's foil is.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like he could destroy you with one word from his mouth, and then she goes, "What mouth?" And he doesn't have the mouth anymore, and it's
good thinking.
Yeah, way to go.
Way to go, Jim.
Yeah.
You saw the meme. I think we already talked about it, but there was a meme where they were like, people have been wanting Jim in the MCU forever, but he's always been here because of when they had the Asian Jim skit at the beginning of one of those, and he's the S.H.I.E.L.D. agent.
Randall Park or whatever.
Yeah, he's the S.H.I.E.L.D. agent in Ant-Man and WandaVision.
Yeah.
I was dying, dude. That was an awesome meme. That was so good. But all right, so movies for August, kind of light. Actually, Bullet Train is the only one that
looks.
It looks really good. Brad Pitt, and
sorry, this is ruined now. We can't finish this.
Just cut it.
All right. No, yeah.
Bullet Train.
Bullet Train. Yes.
It's like 5 assassins. It looks funny, action.
It's directed by the guy who did Deadpool 2.
Yes.
And other things. I think he did Atomic Blonde, maybe?
He did what?
Atomic Blonde, possibly.
Okay. Yeah, okay, maybe, yeah.
His name's Chad. Chad something. It starts with an S. Last name starts with an S. Rob. Right here. Him and the other guy were the ones that directed the first John Wick, or a couple John Wicks, I believe.
Yeah.
But they were originally stuntmen.
Oh, cool.
Who worked with Keanu Reeves on The Matrix, I believe. Oh. And then when that John Wick came around, they actually got to be directors, and then they both just blew up, like, because of the way that they shoot. Like,
yeah.
It used to be like fight scenes were very close,
right?
And you couldn't really tell what was going on. Watch Batman Begins or any of the Christopher Nolan ones. It's dark and it's very close, and you can't
tell what the hell is
right.
going on.
And then these guys come along and they do like what Jackie Chan did, like in the 70s, where camera's far away, doesn't cut, and you have everyone's in the scene. Yeah. So you can tell that the actor is the actor. You can tell that what they're doing is what they're doing. There's not any kind of like fancy kind of.
It's awesome.
Yeah. It just works better for sure.
And so I'm really looking forward to that movie.
Yeah.
It looks like a lot of fun. Check it out. But that's really the only movie that I've got for August. So I mean, like release, like, you know, wide release theater movies. So there's a couple streaming things coming out, but actually a big month for broadcast TV, kind of instead of streaming.
Okay.
So, Bullet Train comes out August 5th, by the way. So pretty early, like first weekend of August.
Cool.
So there's 2 spin-offs of massive shows that are coming out in August. Do you know? I think you know one. I'm not sure if you know the other.
I'll tell you in a second when you tell me.
Okay, you want to guess or no?
Tell me.
Okay. HBO.
Game of Thrones.
Yes, it's called House of the Dragon.
Yes.
Game of Thrones prequel.
Yes.
I hated Game of Thrones. Hated it.
You hated the end.
No, I didn't even watch the last season.
You hate the whole thing from the beginning?
The entire series.
Oh.
The only characters that I liked in that are the guy who gets his eyeballs shoved in, and the guy that fights the mountain and like almost beats him, but then he like pins him down.
Isn't that Pedro Pascal? His eyeballs.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
So him and Tyrion Lannister are like the only 2 characters that I like.
Yeah.
I hate everybody else in that show. All of them.
Okay.
Actually,
Ed Stark, man. You can't hate Ed
Stark. But then they murdered him, and that was the point where I was like, "Fuck this show."
In the book, though, that's when you're like, "Oh, this is different."
And so that's I finished Wheel of Time, and I'm gonna read it's a Brandon Sanderson series. I'm reading Mistborn, but then I'm gonna read
Stormlight
Archives, and after I do that, I think I'm gonna read Game of Thrones finally,
bro.
Because I think that may change my mind, but I hate Jon Snow. He's so annoying. God, I cannot stand characters whose entire story is, I'm a bastard. I don't have a dad. Fuck you, Jon Snow.
We hate Oliver Twist.
You know, yeah, dude. Just shut up.
Yeah.
The prequel.
Oh, your dad died?
The Targaryen thing. I'm kind of into that. So, like what's her name? I don't know her name.
Daenerys?
Yeah, Daenerys. I'm good. I want to see that backstory with the Mad King, right?
It's supposed to be pretty crazy. Matt Smith, I'm
going to check it out. I literally hate watched that show just to like shut friends up.
Didn't you do that with Mad Men too?
I did.
Yeah.
And really didn't. I enjoyed parts of Mad Men, but God, that was a frustrating show too.
He's a man of strong will and determination, guys.
It's like punishment for myself, but I'm like, no, you can't say that I didn't watch it because I did, and I hated it.
What if I said, oh, well, you just didn't get it?
Yeah.
You just didn't get Game of Thrones.
Then we're not going to be friends. I just didn't get it. It's too deep for you.
Too many characters? Did it overload your brain? What an idiot.
I just saw. Speaking of Wheel of Time, I just saw that they just got renewed for a third season.
Even though the second
one's not even out yet.
It doesn't even have a release date.
Yeah, it's next year, I think.
Yeah.
I think it's coming out after the Lord of the Rings series, which is later this year.
Cool.
So I think it's next year. They're done with it, and it's like the second season is going to be like books 1 through 3, basically. Okay. Like they're running through books 1 through 3 essentially, but anyway. Looking forward to that, but that's not August. So the other one, another hint, AMC.
Either The Walking Dead or Breaking Bad.
Walking Dead.
Okay.
There's a spinoff. It's an anthology series, so it's like little, like short stories set in the same universe, but not with the same characters.
They already had like 2 spinoff shows from The Walking Dead.
Yeah, I think so.
Fear of the Walking Dead and
yeah.
something else.
Yeah. Yeah, and the video games, the Telltale video games.
I mean, it's just ripe for
for it's a cash cow for sure. So AMC, I think there's an AMC Plus, but I don't know how else to stream that one if you don't
Plus,
have broadcast. But Tales of the Walking Dead starts August 14th. House of the Dragon is HBO, and so HBO Max literally right as the episode ends, I think. And that starts August 21st.
Okay.
So I think that's probably I think without a doubt going to be the biggest show of the month.
They're pushing it hard. I didn't know it's like a whole month out. And
it's like every other thing that I see on Reddit now.
Right.
It's like got an ad for that. Then a couple of other one other thing that I saw that I thought would be interesting for a lot of people, that especially a lot of HiFiBuys customers, is there's a 4-part docuseries that aired in July on BBC called My Life as a Rolling Stone. And it's about the Rolling Stones.
Cool.
So a lot of interviews with the band members and so for Rolling Stone fans, that's a big one. It's going to air on Epix.
You can get that through Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
Or Hulu.
And apparently, that's one of their big plugs. That's one of their things they're really focusing on is music documentaries.
Epix?
Yeah.
Because they come out with a lot of original shows. Like they have one called Pennyworth, which is about Alfred from Batman, but as a young guy. They have a whole bunch. Yeah. But one of their sort of big draws to try to get music lovers into their streaming service. So it's something worth checking out. It's definitely one of the smaller services, I think. I think it's like $5 a month or $6 a month if you get it through Amazon Prime.
I'm going to check it out because the Rolling Stones thing it seems pretty cool, and apparently it's a great documentary. So definitely check that out. That drops on Epix August 7th.
Cool.
So it was on BBC Two, I think, in July. But
gotta love those British people, man.
Yeah. You want to knock out sports and then talk about streaming? Because you love sports?
I mean, you could just skip over that part.
Sports! No. It's quick this month.
Do it.
It's pretty quick.
Do it.
So Hard Knocks.
Wow.
Comes out on HBO.
Which team?
Detroit Lions.
Who gives a shit? Next.
I mean, Hard Knocks episodes are always good when they're bad teams that have a lot of problems. And that's the Lions.
Wasn't there a theory, though, that if you're on Hard Knocks, you're going to have a terrible season?
Yeah, there are nobody apparently wants to do Hard Knocks. Right. They're forced to.
Yeah, man.
And there are a lot of rules about which teams are eligible. Like if you make the playoffs, you're exempt.
Oh, okay.
And
so it's a punishment.
Yeah, basically. And I think it's something like if you've been on Hard Knocks, then you can't be on it again for the next 4 or 5 years or something. And there's something but they always they end up with 2 or 3 possibilities or something every year. So it's the Lions this year.
Just wait until NFL Films comes out with whoever wins Super Bowl, when they do
they're doing awesome.
Their whole thing about the whole season. Those are amazing.
And one of my favorite things from last year was the Field of Dreams game that MLB did. And it was so popular and went over so well that they immediately scheduled one for this year, and that's August 11th. It's going to be the Cubs at the Reds. Doesn't matter who's playing. If you're a baseball fan, it is one of the coolest things to watch. They literally have a Major League field that is built right next to the original Field of Dreams set in Iowa, and the outfield is all corn. They like film everything because like a lot of the shots are from the center field in Major League ballparks, so they do it all with drones.
Oh,
it's cool.
That's cool.
Because there aren't like they have a manual scoreboard.
Nice.
You know, and
that's
all that.
Really cool,
so
yeah.
it's a very cool, very small stadium, and I think it only seats like maybe, I think less than 10,000.
Kevin Costner is always there with James Earl Jones. And a little girl that fell off the bleachers and choked out on popcorn.
Yeah.
You don't understand that reference, and you probably don't want to watch this.
I should have worn my Field of Dreams shirt. Damn it. That was a miss today. But it's super cool, and there's very little chance that the game will be as good as the game was last year. It was White Sox against Yankees?
Yeah, and they were dressed...
Fix it.
And they were dressed like...
Yeah, old school uniforms, and it was like a walk-off home run that won the game. Like, it was very back and forth. It was a high-scoring game. It was awesome. It was an incredible game. They had all the guys, like, walk out of the cornfield on the set before the game and stuff. It was super cool. So I'm definitely going to be watching that. And if you're a baseball fan, watch it. It's awesome. It's August 11th. That's all the sports I got.
Good.
Streaming. We'll start with Netflix. I really only have like one or two for each series, but Netflix has a bunch of movies that are coming that I thought were worth a rewatch probably. So all of these are coming on August 1st to Netflix. The Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogy.
Okay. If you're into that, which a lot of people are. I mean,
Yeah.
it's kind of campy. It was cool in 2001.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the I can't remember his name now.
Tobey Maguire.
Tobey Maguire once. I know.
Willem Dafoe.
I know.
Oh, yeah. He got an epic eye
I
roll
got
from
a
Rob there.
Serious eye roll.
Woo!
Man.
I felt that.
I want the third Amazing Spider-Man movie. There's now that he's been in the MCU, there's like rumors they're gonna like make a third Amazing Spider-Man. Is it gonna be done by MCU people? Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe, yeah.
We'll see. It'd be interesting. That seems like a Sony cash grab if they do that, right? It's like
Morbius. Anybody?
yeah, dude.
Come on.
That movie is. Have you seen all this stuff
it's
online?
It's so bad that it's gonna live forever.
Yeah,
basically.
Because like it's become a joke now online that Morbius is the best movie of all time.
Yeah.
Have you seen all this?
I saw a YouTube
so
video
funny.
where a guy went to see Morbius for 30 days straight.
Yeah.
But he refused to buy a ticket to Morbius, so he would buy a ticket to another movie at the same time and then go and see Morbius instead for 30 days straight. And I was like,
oh my god, that's good.
and he's like, it's bad.
Yeah,
it's bad.
It's terrible.
Yeah,
I didn't see it,
but it's so bad. I want to see it.
So another trilogy, Men in Black trilogy.
Okay.
I will definitely watch the
Number
first
one.
and third one.
I'd watch the first one.
The third one with Josh Brolin.
Oh yeah.
Bro, Josh Brolin as young Tommy Lee Jones is incredible. It's amazing.
It's like the same person.
Yeah, it is amazing how well he acts like Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah.
It's incredible. And then The Town.
Oh, Ben Affleck and Jeremy Renner.
Yeah.
Only thing I remember about that, Blake Lively, I believe.
I think so, yeah.
Only thing I remember about that movie when I saw it in theaters is it was entirely forgettable, except for at the very end. This is a spoiler for a movie that came out many years ago. Yeah. Jeremy Renner gets shot in the face,
and it's super realistic.
Yeah, and it's super realistic. That's all I remember is that I was like, wow,
did they actually kill?
Yeah,
Jeremy
did
Renner?
They shoot Jeremy Renner in the face? But I mean, what a great actor!
It's a bank robbery movie.
Yeah,
basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't remember a lot of it, but I remember it getting a ton of hype.
Yeah. It's like, do you want to see Ben Affleck talk with a Boston accent?
Again?
Cool. You want to see Jeremy Renner get shot in the face, though?
One of my favorite movies of all time, Ferris Bueller's Day Off. It's August 1st.
I thought you were going to say Neverending Story, and now I got really excited.
No, I love Ferris Bueller's Day Off. They play the Braves. They go to the Cubs game. They're playing the Braves. That's a big one.
You know what ruined Ferris Bueller's Day Off for me?
Huh.
Is when I learned that Matthew Broderick and Jennifer Grey, who played brother and sister in that movie, were banging when they were making that movie. And you probably can't put this in the video, but just think about it. Just think about it and be uncomfortable, and then don't ever watch that movie again. so sorry.
Why did you ruin that for me?
Just had to.
Do you remember? Have you ever seen the fan theory that Ferris is like a figment of Cameron's imagination?
No, but that's amazing.
It's so Ferris is this like fake persona that Cameron makes up to deal with his own insecurities and stuff.
That's
and it's
amazing.
Ferris is who Cameron wants to be. And if you watch it, it's because Ferris doesn't go to school or anything like that, they're all talking about him it's amazing to watch the movie with that in mind. It's crazy.
It sounds good.
Yeah.
No, I like that actually.
It's super, yeah.
Huh.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
I will definitely be watching it again. That's a movie I've seen a ton. And I remember, this is a really weird thing to admit, but I remember the twist and shout, right? When they do the parade scene.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that was the Beatles. I don't know why I didn't know that was the Beatles. Until at some point it got played here or something, and I was like, oh, the Beatles did that song too? And then I was like, oh, I'm just an idiot.
I'm an idiot. All right.
And Space Jam is going to be
the good
one. Yeah, the good one.
I didn't see the second one. My wife did, and she was
Yeah, Space Jam is bomb.
It is.
That was a great.
Actually,
it probably doesn't hold up.
I was going to say, it might not hold up now.
Yeah, it might not at all. Who knows?
Yeah. Okay.
Apparently, Michael Jordan really didn't want to make that movie at all. It's I think they basically shot it while he was practicing. I don't know. There's some story behind it or something.
Yeah, how would you get Michael? How would you force Michael Jordan to do it?
I don't know how it got. There's a story there.
Okay.
But I don't know it exactly. But I think that the story is that he hated it the whole time.
Do you want to see Charles Barkley act or Muggsy Bogues?
Dude, Charles Barkley is amazing.
Or Patrick Ewing? Yeah.
Charles Barkley is still one of the biggest reasons that I watch the NBA.
He's great.
The TNT NBA show
him and Shaq, man.
It's incredible.
No filter.
No.
That's the best part.
All right, some new stuff, not old movies coming out.
Okay.
I think you're going to be excited.
Cool.
For August 5th, The Sandman.
Oh, yes.
Comes out.
I was very amazed that they found an actor with the same bone structure as the Morpheus from the comics. Because his very strange looking face.
Yeah.
But the guy they got, I mean...
should I read the comics before watching the show?
Maybe. I don't know. I know they changed some things in the show. But, I mean, Neil Gaiman is super...
He's heavily involved in the show, I think.
Heavily involved.
So I... What was the Good Omens? That was the Neil Gaiman, Terry Pratchett, right?
Yeah.
And that was a really good... that was really good on Amazon Prime. So I'm definitely looking forward, because Sandman is kind of the big... Neil Gaiman's biggest thing, right?
From the 90s, yeah. That's what,
So I'm definitely going to check it out. I'm not sure. I have most of the comics. I'm collecting them still. So I'm missing 3 or 4. Not of the comic books, but of the trade pubs.
Mm-hmm.
But I have the first 3. So I could at least probably read through those before this comes out, maybe. But that's August 5th.
Mm-hmm.
Lock and Key, is that something you watched?
That is something my wife watched the first 2 seasons of, so she'll be excited for
Final season starts August 10th. Or drops, the whole thing drops.
It's written by Joe Hill.
Yeah.
Who a lot of people don't realize is Stephen King's son.
Oh.
He just goes by Joe Hill because he didn't want to ride the
He didn't want to ride the coattails, yeah.
So he's done a couple of shows. There's one called Nosferatu.
It's a graphics novel?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know if it was just... I mean, he's a prolific writer, just like his dad.
Yeah, okay.
But he goes by Joe Hill.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So final season of that. And then Day Shift has been getting a lot of press. It's
Day Shift.
Jamie Foxx and I think Snoop Dogg. And they're vampire hunters.
Okay.
Sold? Just that?
Maybe.
Okay. Check out a trailer.
It's on Netflix?
Netflix. Oh. August 12th.
All right.
Day Shift.
Oh,
vampire hunters.
First time I heard about it.
There you go. Okay. It was getting when I was looking at stuff, it was getting pushed.
Okay. I mean, Jamie Foxx is good.
Amazon Prime. Really, the only thing I found was there's a League of Their Own series.
Why?
I don't know.
Does it have Tom Hanks?
No,
Gina Davis?
It doesn't have any of those.
Madonna?
Nope.
Rosie O'Donnell?
None of those people.
Then it can get
It looks the exact same though.
That's pretty cool, actually.
Like it looks very, like the World War II aesthetic and all that.
But how are you gonna extend that into a series?
I don't know.
Are you gonna go like game by game by game?
Yeah, I don't know.
So that's the whole thing with like the dramatic retelling.
It's like,
of
let's
Fresh
make
Prince of
Forrest
Bel-Air.
Gump without Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
Great idea.
No.
Tom Hanks, yeah. Forrest Gump series.
Simple Jack sits on a bench. Ben Stiller just, yeah.
So League of Their Own series, I don't know. It's getting pushed real heavy. Real heavy.
I wonder if this microphone could pick up my stomach growling.
I don't think so. Maybe.
Sensitive.
I don't know. That comes out August 12th. We'll give it a shot. I don't know. We've been wrong so many times that it's probably going to be amazing. It's probably going to be like incredible.
It'll be like
it's going to be the definitive version of the story.
Yeah. It'll be like The Boys, but for instead of like our demographic, it'd be for like mothers, I guess.
I feel like that is a very weird. Like, I feel like the chances of it being better than the movie are so low that it's a weird, like, decision to make in terms of making a show, but maybe. We'll see.
Yep.
I should have looked up who was involved in it in terms of, like, writing and all that, but I didn't, so sorry.
Watch it be executive produced by Tom Hanks.
Yeah,
he gave his stamp of approval.
It'd be cool to see some, like, they've got a lot of opportunities for, like, cool cameos and stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like if Tom Hanks, like, just pops up somewhere in it, like, for, like, a second.
You don't have to put Madonna in it, though. She's fine. I don't think it would really... It wouldn't hit the same.
No. Disney Plus.
Okay.
I feel like for, like, our the people watching this in most cases, like, the Disney Plus shows that we watch probably are not interesting. Like, no. I feel like most of the people that have watched this, like, if they have Disney Plus, it's... Well, maybe. I mean, there's Star Wars fans is a pretty big, and Marvel is pretty big. But, like, I would guess that most people, like, have Disney Plus for, like, their grandkids. Kids or grandkids, you know.
Possibly.
And I'm not talking about any kids stuff.
All right.
We're talking Marvel and Star Wars.
Go for it.
She-Hulk, Attorney at Law.
I'm kind of excited about it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I've never been a big, like, Hulk fan, I guess.
But, I mean, from the trailers... Not talking about the CGI or anything like that, but just like the humor, the lady who plays She-Hulk, Tatiana Maslany, Tatiana M something. She's really, really good.
Okay.
So
I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah, the humor seems fun, and it has Mark Ruffalo in it.
Yeah.
So
love Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah.
Love him.
All right, next. I have to pee. So
Mark Ruffalo's also in one of my favorite movies of all time. It's Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Anyway. That was before he was Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah. He's very
Mark
young.
Ruffalo before he was Mark Ruffalo.
And this is a Star Wars show that's flown under my radar completely, but Andor comes out August 31st.
What is that?
It's called Andor. You know what Andor is?
I know Endor.
No, Andor.
I don't know Andor. Do I?
It's an yeah. Oh, no.
Andor.
Yeah.
Indoor or Andor?
Andor.
With an A.
Andor.
Okay. And it's in Star Wars?
Yeah.
Andor. Drawing a blank.
It's not a place.
Rob looks like he's crying right now.
Oh, so no, it's just a shadow. Cassian Andor. It's a person.
Cassian Andor.
Maybe you don't know. Okay. So he's a rebel spy, and it's basically like the formative years of the rebellion against the Empire.
Oh, good.
So it's kind of like it's like sort of like Obi-Wan is that time frame, right? Like in between episode 3 and 4.
Okay.
Which is a pretty big time jump.
Yeah.
So they're kind of fleshing out those years, it seems like. So
okay.
Yeah, it's called Andor.
Who plays Andor?
Diego Luna.
Oh, he was in Rogue One.
Yeah.
That guy.
Yeah.
He dies at the end.
Spoiler.
Of Rogue One.
Yeah, probably not of the show. I would guess.
No, everybody dies at the end of Rogue One.
Yeah. Rogue One was one of those like the end is the very beginning of episode 4, and none of the characters are in episode 4, so it was like, you're all gonna die.
Yeah.
We can't have any of these plot holes.
Well, that makes sense why it seemed familiar.
Yeah, okay. Cassian Andor. Stellan Skarsgård's in it.
Cool.
Yeah. Genevieve O'Reilly?
No idea.
I don't know.
Never heard of it.
Either. I love the executive produced by Kathleen Kennedy.
Of course. Star Wars, it's Kathleen Kennedy.
Yeah. It doesn't say who's directing it or show running it though, but
might be a couple people.
Yeah. It's gonna be cool. August 31st. Cool. So right at the end of the month, they're gonna drop that. So maybe we'll talk about that in September as well, because most of it's gonna be in September. But yeah, that one's been totally under my radar, but it's Star Wars, so watch it. Mm-hmm. It'd be funny if everybody watched it, thought it was about Endor.
Where's the little bears?
Yeah.
Where are the little bears?
Where are all the Ewoks?
They're not even in the jungle.
Or what?
I'm very confused.
Yeah. Please, I've seen all this, like, there's been a bunch of, like, feedback online that I've seen recently about Star Wars stuff, and they're like, please stop setting things on Tatooine. I'm tired of deserts.
It's so easy to film there, though.
It's so many deserts. So, anyway. All right, Hulu.
Yep.
The Fool. Have you seen anything about this?
No, is it Hulu original or is it like FX?
I think that one's FX. So it's like this. God, what's the guy's Michael Imperioli?
Okay.
He's not the main guy, but he like runs this like rehabilitation center for former like gang members, gangbangers, kind of. Okay. And it's called Hugs Not Thugs or something like that.
Michael Imperioli from like
The Sopranos.
The Sopranos, that guy? Okay.
Yeah. He's running the center, but like the guy, like it looks like it's about this guy's the brother is a comedian, is a comedy, right? And is like his brother is like just out of jail and is a former gang member, and so he's like trying to get him sort of rehabilitated, kind of.
I mean, FX,
but it looks hilarious.
FX is it's always good, man.
Yeah,
for many years.
It looks really funny. All right, Apple TV Plus. This one's kind of a downer a bit. It's called 5 Days at Memorial. It comes out August 12th. So it's Memorial Hospital, Memorial something like this in New Orleans after Katrina. So it's like all these like it looks it's like all about how they're like trying to save these patients, right? And then, so it's 5 days they're running out of supplies, like there's looters trying to get in, and all this, and there's too many patients, there's not really any way to get them out or to save everybody, and so it's insinuated that like there's some assisted suicide that happens. And so then it's being investigated by the Attorney General of the state of Louisiana or the United States maybe, and like being investigated as homicide, like the patient's families want somebody to blame or something like that. So it looks really depressing, but it looks really pretty amazingly well done. Like the CGI stuff of like the Superdome roof getting ripped off and stuff was like, whoa, this is intense. Like
followed up with a quick viewing of Hotel Rwanda, and then top it off with Schindler's List.
Just want to be sad.
The trifecta, yeah. You will literally stop existing after watching that.
Yeah. So I don't know. I may check it out, but it looks really good. It looks very well produced and made and all of that. But if you like, it looks very depressing. And then to completely shift gears in terms of the mood, on Paramount Plus, they are rebooting Beavis and Butthead, which I can't explain. I don't know.
Animated?
There was okay. Is Mike Judge doing it too? Like it's all.
I thought you were gonna tell me it was like a live, a live action Beavis.
No, it's like literally just like they were just like, let's start this up again. Like it's gonna be basically the same show.
Maybe I'll relate to it more than I did back in the early '90s. I don't know.
All right, colors are dumb.
Yeah, they are. That's true. I agree.
All right, word.
Cut it.
We had to record a little addition to Double Doughty for August because I missed some stuff. And I didn't want Mike to be involved, so that's why he's not here. I like the middle seat a lot more, so yeah. We'll see how this goes. But to give you a handful more things to watch in August, seems like August 5th is going to be a huge day for all this content coming out. So a lot of these are on August 5th. 13 Lives is one that I saw trailers for recently. It's about it's a story of like the real life event where a cave in Thailand partially flooded due to like heavy rainfall. And so a whole youth football team or junior football team and their coach got stuck in the cave. They couldn't get out because the entrances and exits were all flooded. And they were stuck in the caves for 18 days. And so it's 13 people. That's why it's called 13 Lives. And so the story is all about them and about the dive team that goes and finally rescues them. So spoiler alert, they get out. It is, you can look up the story. I remember seeing the news reports from 2018, but did not realize they were making a movie. And a lot of good people are involved in it. It's directed by Ron Howard. Colin Farrell's in it, Viggo Mortensen, Joel Edgerton. It's got phenomenal reviews from early screenings. So had to throw that one in there. That comes out August 5th on Amazon Prime. So I apologize to Amazon for saying all they had was a remake of A League of Their Own this month. That's on me. My bad. Because also Amazon Prime's got some movies coming out. Not originals, but one in particular that I'm looking forward to because I missed it in theaters is Licorice Pizza. It's kind of an indie movie about like two kids in the 70s in California and kind of their love story, but sort of awkward teen romance kind of stuff. But won like the BAFTA for Best Original Screenplay, was nominated for 3 Academy Awards. It was a very small movie, had a really short run last year in theaters, so I missed it, and I'm glad to get to catch it on August 5th on Amazon Prime. So check that out if that sounds like your thing. And then there's a movie coming out that I saw trailers for just recently called Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. And initially when I saw the trailer, it looked really stupid. And so I just kind of blew it off. But after looking more into it, it looks really good. Pete Davidson is the only person I kind of recognize from it. There's also a girl that was in the second Borat, I think. But they play these like young, rich kids that are at a party at a mansion, like family, sort of remote family mansion. And they get drunk, they play a party game called Bodies, 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 and somebody ends up getting murdered. And so it ends up like it's a horror comedy whodunit kind of movie, and it's got great reviews as well. So I'll definitely be checking that out in theaters come August 5th. Definitely looks, if you're into sort of irreverent comedy and mixed with some horror, it looks like it's right up my alley. So excited for that one. And then lastly, Hulu is kind of going and doubling down after the success of Pam and Tommy, the sort of limited series biopic about Pamela Anderson and Tommy. What the hell is his last name? Damn. Rob, fix it. Just add it. Tommy something. I can't remember. I don't know why my brain wants to say Tommy Lee Jones, but it's definitely not Tommy Lee Jones. So, not Tommy Lee Jones. That's Tommy Lee Jones. This Tommy. But anyway, they're doubling down after that success and doing another sort of biopic limited series. This one's called Mike. and it's all about Mike Tyson, and sort of his story, which is pretty inspiring and also very obviously a lot of controversy, and should be fun to watch. I think it'll be very interesting. So that comes out August 25th on Hulu. So there's a handful of other things, for the month that we forgot to talk about the first time around. So, if you like this version without Mike, let us know, and we'll keep that going. Just kidding. That's not going to happen. But thanks for watching.
They filming without me? What the fuck?